Hi, I'm Aaron Borrell, Senior Writer of Topcar magazine, and this is the 2012 Audi RS5. First things first though, is what separates this model from the previous generation Audi RS5. Visually there's not many differences, but if you look at the front bumper, you'll see that it sports bigger air dams, newly designed front lights, and a beveled grille. If you move around the side of the car, you'll notice that it's also got very aggressive looking 20-inch wheels, while the rear is rounded off by two large black exhaust tips and a spoiler that lifts at 120 kilometers per hour.
Just like the exterior, when you climb inside the RS5, you'll notice that the cabin is also largely unchanged, but it still reflects the same level of refinement, sophistication and luxury you'd come to expect in any Audi. Alcantara-lined RS emblazoned sport seats are standard, along with the chunky flat-bottom steering wheel, while a host of RS badges lay scattered throughout the cabin. Under the bonnet lies the same high-revving 4.2-litre naturally aspirated V8 engine that we've come to love from the Audi R8 and Audi RS4, albeit with slightly reworked innards. Let's fire this engine up and just hear what it sounds like. Very throaty, it's very vocal, but let's give it a drive and see what happens. As you'd expect, power is on par with the outgoing Audi RS5, so that means power is set at 331 kilowatts at 8,250 RPM and 430 Newton meters, available at a lowly 4,000 RPM. Power is summoned by a 7-speed S-tronic gearbox, and the power delivery is brutal. Launch control and the Audi all-wheel drive system enables the Audi RS5 to get from 0 to 100 in 4.5 seconds. The top speed is limited to 250 kilometers per hour, but with this particular RS5, that has been unlocked to 280. Along with the plethora of adjustable drivetrain settings, the RS5 can also be tailored to suit your dynamic experience. It's been fitted with electromagnetically adjustable dampers, which can also be adjusted in the Audi Drive Select system, so you can switch it between comfort, auto or dynamic. Bear in mind that dynamic does firm up the ride quite significantly, and if you're going to go through a corrugated and rutted road, you are going to feel it permeate through the chassis. Other programs that can also be tweaked within the Audi Drive Select program is the steering, the sports diff and the drivetrain, which can also be mapped to comfort, auto or dynamic. This particular Audi RS5 has been specced with dynamic steering. Now, a concern many journalists and owners had with the previous generation Audi RS5 was the steering was a little weak in that it didn't relay enough feedback and feel in cornering situations, but Audi has rectified this issue. The dynamic steering is meaty, it's rich in feel, and it lets you know exactly what's happening underfoot. It lets you know exactly where the wheels are in cornering situations. Also, it wakes up quite nicely when you dial in more speed, when you dial in more power, and the converse happens at lower speeds in parking situations. The steering becomes very light and you can maneuver the car superbly through parking situations. Along with Audi's fabled crown differential, which can send up to 80% of drive to the rear wheel, and in certain circumstances also gets the tail to swing out, it's been fitted with a sport differential, which operates in practically the same way as the limited system. It can vector torque from the left rear wheel to the right rear wheel, and quells understeer and lets the car track a clean line, clean neutral line through the corners. Overall, Audi has done a fantastic job with the RS5. They seem to have ironed out all the creases. The steering has been rectified, the drivetrain is flawless, and the sport diff and crown diff work magically together to keep the chassis straight in even the most hairiest of conditions. I'd even go as far as to say, as the RS5 mimics all the enduring qualities of what made the RS4 such a smash hit. For a front-engine V8 car, it's one of the best I've ever driven. But I do have a few bugbears, one of them being the $959,990 sticker price. For that, you'd expect that the dynamic steering, the RS suspension, the sports exhaust system, and the Audi Connect system was standard fare, but it's not. All 4 of those upgrades will cost you in excess of 50,000 Rand. But it's a small price to pay, considering that this RS5 is one of the best RS models in recent times.